Should we start streaming?
Sure. Here, let's tweet out that we're streaming.
Oh, nobody has Twitter anymore. Now I feel
billions
camera
of
shy.
people.
What?
I don't know.
Nobody's watching us.
Yeah, we haven't actually.
Nobody's there.
Yeah, I haven't actually been on a camera talking like this for a while.
I know, we haven't done Seeing Double in forever.
Yeah, well, that's
So, Brad, what's going on with Seeing Double?
well.
You can't see him. He's blending in with the chair right now.
Seeing double the reasons to not do it. So, Curt,
What do you want to talk about today?
what are the rules for this talk?
If you guys are listening, not on video, it's Curtis, Sim, and Zach.
Oh yeah, this goes on audio too.
Hi, I'm Simran.
Hi, I'm also Simran.
Just
figure out
the shit out of
which one of us is true. I'm Zach.
So I said in a blog before that Zach might have more time with us. I don't know.
His cancer diagnosis came back.
Yeah.
It's not. He's not gonna die, so we're good.
Yeah, it's negative.
That was the problem the whole time.
Yeah.
I don't know. Is there anything that...
So found a cure for me.
Just for him.
Just
though.
for me. Sorry, what were you about to ask?
No, I was just going to be like, me and you wanted to do some stuff. But
I was talking to Sim about that earlier. I think it's an awful idea. No, I'm just kidding. No, when I was in Asia, we were talking about having a project together potentially. I don't know what that will be. We gotta talk about that, but I have more time. Yes.
Do you plan to spend more time? Like, doing stuff? Like, what's your schedule like?
I'm still busy as fuck.
Yeah.
Honestly, it's kind of nice just to have, like, obviously I want to do more stuff with, like, this group, now that I have time. But it's before I had no time to myself.
Mm-hmm.
And I was just kind of getting mentally burnt out on everything. I just, like, felt like I was being pulled by, like, 4 different horses. And then getting
Like how they kill those people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the
yeah.
metaphor there.
Yeah.
So it's working full time is like killing me. My job's such a burnout job. Hopefully I can get out soon. But no, I'm more open to stuff. I'm gonna have my own project for sure, but that I can always do on my own time. And then.
Well, I think we can help you with it too.
Yeah,
somehow.
for sure.
I don't know what we could do, but
we'll figure it out.
yeah.
But
I can draw. You teach me how to draw.
Deal. Check in
I
a
need
couple years
Couple
when
years, that's
everyone's
fine.
when everybody's trained.
How do you guys think Front Desk is going?
It's coming out.
Based on our initial projections, better than we thought. 'Cause
Yeah.
we thought June 30th was
So
like
what were your initial projections?
June 30th would be done.
Okay, I don't mean time though.
You're just worried about date.
You mean like how it looks?
how
Or all of it?
Yeah, all of it. Yeah.
When I watched the first episode, and I've told other people that have watched the first episode that have been
Who
like,
watched it? Who watched the first
Who
episode?
watches this shit?
Yeah.
Okay.
So
Shit.
and then Richie was asking yesterday about it, and then I was like, well, it's out, but when I didn't hype it, I'm not like, yo, you should go see it.
Yeah.
I was like, but like it's kind of bad. Like I felt the first episode was bad because I know
Relative to
what we've done, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's like even when I watched it 2 weeks ago, I was like, this is shit. And like not in a like we should stop kind of way, more in a we're way better than this kind of way, which was like bittersweet or like felt good and bad at the same time because I'm like, this is garbage. I wish we did it again and redid this first episode again properly.
I feel like everybody that does like a web show like this feels that way because there's a lot.
I think it's a good feeling to have.
Well,
'Cause
it
you want to
is.
get better.
Yeah,
Right?
no, there's a lot of YouTube groups and I see them talk and they're always like, you know, like, oh, our first stuff is such garbage.
Yeah.
I don't even want to sell it or show it anymore. But it's like we have to, or for some of them because it's part of their story or whatever.
And then you and I've talked about this. It's like Berserk. It's like you get to see the artist's journey get better. Like
Yeah,
he's better
exactly.
along the way.
Berserk's a manga. A lot of you
Speaking
don't
of
know.
which,
but
I caught up on that note too.
oh really?
Yeah, I'm all
Shit,
good.
you're further than me then.
Or like Red versus Blue.
Yeah,
Yeah, you
one.
see the
Like-
beginnings and like in terms of Berserk, it's like, you know, the art is not as good. Like it's inconsistent, and then later it gets like more consistent, I guess.
Or even the Red versus Blue.
Red
example.
versus Blue is probably a better example for what we're doing.
Yeah,
because
like
they literally were using a Xbox.
yeah,
game,
and they're just going up and
original
down, right?
Xbox.
And I'm sure they're like, that looks so bad when they
Yeah.
did the third and the fourth and the fifth, like
Yeah.
as it kept going on in seasons. And they got Monty and they added in the machinima, or like not the machinima, the like
The animated
animated parts.
stuff,
Like I'm
yeah.
sure they thought like their first season was crap, But like to me, watching it, I was like, that's fucking awesome. I don't care.
Yeah.
Even if I go back and watch the first season now, it's still funny and great
I still
to me.
like it, yeah.
I also still it's also cool to like know the story because I know the story behind it. Like they contacted Monty and was like, you should work for us. And he's like, oh yeah, that's cool. He thought it was just like they weren't serious about it.
Yeah.
And then a year later, they're like, no, do you want to work for us? And he's like, oh, what the fuck? And then they actually started working on it. And then they revealed it at RTX when they did all the animation for the first time, and everybody went off. Like, it's just cool to know the backstory behind it.
Yeah.
And I think that goes into, like, I said this in the blog, is like, or just me writing these blogs and making the vlogs and the behind the scenes stuff. I think people really like that stuff. It's almost like people really like bloopers. Almost feel like bloopers almost more than the content itself sometimes.
Yeah.
Well, it's because they hear about the people that are doing it, right? So when they see the bloopers, they see, like for movies and stuff like that, they see the actors in their natural kind of whatever. See, like they act
what they
and then
really
they screw
are.
up, and then they like they're normal people, so they like that better than the people that they're playing.
Yeah, it makes you feel like closer to them, like you know them.
Yeah, like they're your buds.
Yeah, and I think that's also something that I like a lot with guys making videos. Is that's the image that we kind of have is like a bunch of dudes like just hanging out, dudes making videos, guys making videos, bros making videos. Yeah. But I guess like I talk about this a lot in the blog too. Is that it is sometimes like I don't know I don't even know where I want to go with that, but where I was going to say there, but you know, sometimes I feel a little bit less motivated just because people are busy. But again, that's me. Like, I feel like there's so much that I can do on my own, too. But I just don't sometimes because I don't know. I feel like
it's nice when you have a group to like.
Yeah,
everybody is on a similar level, like pushing each other.
And Brad said so. Like, oh yeah, 7. So this was the reflections that we were supposed to. It's the clock.
That was
the clock made a weird noise. It is now 4:00. But this was the reflections that we were gonna have. Me, Sim, and Brad had a conference call.
We should do that more often too. Not the conference calls, but the type of talk we had over the call.
Well, that was yeah. I mean, basically, it was kind of like a reflections. Not reflections. It was just like us getting on the same page, on one of our conference calls, and just I was feeling a little not as motivated. And then Brad and Sim waited on where they were at, and then Brad said this before too, is that like he goes as far as we do, but he's not the driving force behind it. So he said his words were, he goes as far as we do, like me and Zach, and then Sim too, obviously, but Zach and I have the most invested in it. So he goes as far as we do, but if me and Zach are gonna stop, then he's not gonna continue it on his own. He's in it because we are, and he likes to be around us, and he likes creating stuff with us. Sim, you're still like, I mean, you can speak for yourself, but you're just saying how it's still kind of like a hobby, and it's slowly weighing into something more than that, but it's hard because like, and I see this with you too, and I've said this a bunch of times, is that like your box of things that you have to do in your life is always full, or at least that's how you see it. So whenever there's time that you don't have to do anything, it's always kind of like, well, I don't have to do it. It's like that's like the part of life that you live for. Yeah. Is that like, well, I don't have to do anything today, and that you love that, right? It's like I don't have to. I can do whatever I want.
Yeah. The freedom to choose, and I choose to do nothing.
But yeah, I don't know. Did you want to talk a bit about that, like how you feel about?
Well, I mean, it's the same as all the other podcasts. Like, it's not. I feel like I'm really stagnant whenever I talk about this because it's the same kind of situation as it was the last time we did this thing.
But it's like, good because like over time, like we'll see how it changes, right? Like maybe one day, you know, like we're saying similar things, but there's like a slow, like, you know, I'm starting to feel that something, right? And then over time, and then there's that one talk where it's like, okay, well, either you're like maybe you're more motivated or you're less motivated, or maybe that one talk where like, okay, I'm done because of whatever reason, right?
Well, I will say I do think about jokes more for front desk. Like I have a couple that I want to write down today, so we have them. Like we can put them in any episode, kind of thing.
The brain's getting more wired.
Yeah, like whereas before it would just be when we're writing or when we're doing front desk. That's the only time I'm thinking about.
It's kind of a curse after a while. I noticed with stuff like, well, just like when I wrote the comic and like writing for show, like you start to dissect things you're watching a lot more.
Yeah, like I'm watching Silicon Valley and I'm like that kind of comedy is.
Yeah, exactly.
I can use this, like this would work, blah blah.
Yeah, exactly. And just like watching how people do shots and other things like that, and you're like, okay, like or how stories are put together. After a while, I'm always dissecting like a movies I'm watching. And I'm like, hey, this would be the most logical way to take this, and I'm like, when they take it a direction I don't expect, now I'm like actually surprised. I'm like more impressed by a story.
Yeah.
But then there's other things that's like, this is too predictable, and then I don't enjoy it as much because I'm already like
Yeah.
thinking 2 steps ahead in what they're doing.
Are you noticing camera angle stuff's in
Uh,
a little bit?
I noticed differences between shows.
Oh yeah.
Way
Oh,
more,
okay.
like, way
Yeah,
easier.
Yeah.
Like, whereas before I would just listen and, like, hear
Well, you
the
just
writing
follow
and
so
dialogue.
you don't realize
Yeah.
how natural it is to just absorb a show.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
But there's like certain shows you realize like, well, this is like a different. They're filming. This
Yeah.
show is shot or like whatever the point of the show is very different.
I can also tell now when, you know how when we film both the person's lines at the same time?
Mm-hmm.
I can tell the difference between when they're doing that and when they got an actor to come in on a different day and film their lines.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I can tell a difference.
Apparently,
I can look and be like, that's on a different day.
There's
Oh.
that
Like
was
the lighting and everything's the same, but the way they're like
Yeah.
interacting with the person that's supposed to be
Exactly.
across from them is different.
Apparently
it's
that
I
was
never thought about that.
the issue with Arrested Development season 4. People, it was like when Netflix started getting bigger, but it wasn't that big yet.
Yeah.
When they made that season, and like people are like not willing to give up as much time to film the newest like season. So there's literally episodes, and they're like not even filmed together in the scene. It's just like cutting separately, like their conversation, and you could tell they're not actually together. Like,
the 5th season,
at times. They did a recut of it because of people
Yeah.
are complaining.
the recut's way better.
Apparently it is.
It is.
Yeah.
Like I watched the
Yeah.
recut and I'm like, this was way funnier and easier to follow.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
whatever. The 5th season, they actually got everybody.
Yeah, so
But
apparently
they can only get them for short amount of times.
Yeah.
So like Lindsay Bluth's character, for example, wasn't
Oh, yeah.
like in half of the season, but they
Oh.
talked about her so much and they just made an excuse for her to leave, kind of thing.
Yeah.
And
A lot
like
of
they
sitcoms end up doing
green
that
screened
later.
her and they made it into a joke. But one of their jokes is they put a sheet over her so they could use any actor.
Yeah.
Right? And like
yeah.
in my head, I'm like, you literally made that joke because you didn't have her for
Yeah.
however many episodes, and like it's not like I couldn't enjoy the joke for what it was. I was
Yeah.
like, that's just a cop out. Like you figured out a solution to your problem, but it's like that was like you made that up for that specific purpose. It's
Yeah.
not a joke that you wanted to put into the show.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's what doing all this stuff is like. You realize how many times they do stuff just to solve problems they have.
But sometimes it turns into like more funny situations.
Yes.
It does. Yeah. No,
Right.
It's true.
But yeah, I think that's a big thing that you start to learn when you're doing, I don't know, anything artistic almost, is like you're a problem solver.
Yeah.
You know, like you got to
I mean-
figure out how to like, you know, like
Yeah.
you were gonna say something.
I was just thinking back to like shows like Lost, and like a lot of the complaints of that show in the end were like they didn't write ahead enough. They were writing as they went, but it's like sometimes it really works out. Like I heard Breaking Bad, they did this too. They would write themselves into a corner
Yeah.
And
and then
themselves out of it.
work themselves out of
Yeah.
it. And like sometimes you get better things because of it.
Mhm.
It's tough to like justify which is better in a lot of ways. But
Sometimes it's almost good because then you puts your show and then like what are they gonna do, and even
Yeah.
you're like what
Yeah,
are
I
they gonna
know,
do,
like, exactly.
and then you figure out a way, and then if you figure out the right way, you can tell
Yeah.
tell when the writer was like, yeah, that's how we're gonna do
Exactly.
it, and then other times we're like, oh
Or you
fuck,
take
I
a
can't
minute-
figure something out, and then it's some stupid thing. Like,
Exactly. So
yeah.
there's merits to both kind of methods, but it's I don't know. It's crazy. I
Well,
forget what we were talking about. That
Yeah.
made me
We were
think of that.
talking
but-
about
well, just filming
Oh, yeah,
fast
yeah.
and when it's
No,
fun.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's just like seeing the different methods of how people approach a show, or writing, or any of those things. It's like,
well, yeah, doing this has made us look at that
yeah,
more.
exactly.
You feel like, I don't know, what's your, because remember at the beginning you were like, this is the thing that you have the most invested in, Sim,
Like the show, you mean?
the show,
Yeah.
versus all the other things we're doing.
Yeah.
How do you, is it the same?
It's the
Do you
same
still-
thing. Yeah, but it's like if Brad does a seeing double, I'm like, oh yeah, sure, I'll be there.
Mhm.
But I'm not gonna be like, let's do a seeing double this weekend. Like I'm not gonna be the guy that
Yeah,
spearheads
initiates.
that.
You're not
pushes that.
the initiator for that.
Um,
I'm not either, to be honest. It's like,
But like we'll be there.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
Tell us the time and we'll be there.
I like doing Sing Double. I just, I'm not in charge of it, so let me know and I'll be there. But for me, it's like when I come. Sorry, just
No.
but when I come, it's like
When you-
I'm assuming it's when I do come.
When-
It's gonna be front desk.
Well, I mean that's
It's
where
gonna be front desk that I come.
you're gonna
Yeah.
come for front desk.
Come for front desk.
Yeah.
Come on front
Both.
desk. Yeah, come all over front desk.
And then we're gonna get some income.
All right, but yeah, no, I think that's where a lot of our efforts are going definitely right now. Like
Yeah.
almost all of our efforts are going to front desk. Um,
It's just
But-
more creative and
Well, it's more. It's I wouldn't say that. It's just
I-
that it's more in a line with what we like doing in
Yeah,
terms of
yeah.
like scripted things. Whereas Seeing Double is, which I don't think we realized it, but it is very improv. Like,
Oh, it's so improv.
it's like all improv, and we're not used to
I
that.
mean, I do miss that aspect because I had fun with them.
I think we should still do them. Like,
Yeah.
and that's what I was thinking. Like, I don't know. I would maybe get more involved with it again, so that we can maybe do it again more often and more episodes can come out.
Yeah.
And I think, I don't know, what do you guys think about having more days where we edit together and do stuff together? Like, I think that's good for everyone to be in an environment, but not the issue. I guess it is the issue, but the issue with that potentially is like maybe we have to spend more time, right? Because honestly, like when we do meet up on Thursdays and Saturdays, sometimes we spend more time than others, but I mean, it's all like how much time you guys have, right? And how much you guys want to allot to it.
I think we should get like our schedule for when we were filming Front Desk is like I felt like some weeks we had a concrete thing, but like we have to do this and this and this. Like there were days where we had like 2 or 3 things to do and we got all the things done. And I think if going forward, if like we plan out our Thursdays and Saturdays, like not just like who's coming, but like we find out who's coming and then we figure out exactly what we're gonna do, and then do it. I think it's like
Well,
we have
but again, like
concrete schedule.
it is the doing it, right? So like the issue with that with us a lot of times is sure on Monday we'll say we want to do these things, but on the day of or the day before, like today too, right? Like, and I'm not saying there's no good reason for it, but things come up, right? Like,
Yeah.
oh, like something happened and I can't come for another hour, or like
Yeah.
I can only spend this much time, or like I have to leave early, or whatever, right? So I mean, like those things, like whether or not they're in your control or not, like those things happen, but like I would agree, like that's what I want, right? But this goes back to like, this is a good segue into what I was thinking about. Like I think about this a lot, is that like it's that like I'm a strong believer in like everybody should do what they want to do, right?
Yeah.
But I don't like, and you just have to be, so one, everybody should do what they want to do. 2, you have to be realistic about what that means for like when you do this, what's going to happen, or when you don't do it, what's going to happen. Like if I don't work out all the time, am I going to be in shape? Like obviously not if I don't work out all the time, right? Like just be realistic about what's going to happen when you do or don't do certain things, right? And then third is just kind of like, don't fucking judge anyone who gives a fuck, right? Like this, like everybody keep to themselves. Like that's the third one, which is related to what we were talking about earlier, but that was off camera.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's really like how much you want it again, which I always talk about this like all day. But I don't know if I like, I don't know what this exact story is. I haven't checked my facts or whatever. But I heard some thing about, you know, have you heard that thing like Arnold Schwarzenegger? Like he was preparing for a competition, and then his dad died, and then he was like, but it was like near the like funeral or whatever, but he didn't go to the funeral because he was preparing for the competition, so he went to the competition or whatever. So in his mind, it was just like, well, he's dead already. Like I can't, like it's done.
Yeah.
Right. And I've been preparing for this competition, and I need to like why would I miss the competition? You know what I mean? Like I'm sure it was hard or whatever, right? But like it goes back to that, like there's always excuses. There's always reasons why you can't. Right.
Yeah.
And like everybody's guilty of like whatever, right? But it's just like how much do you, if you really, really wanted to do it, you're gonna do it, right? Like whatever you ended up doing was what you really wanted to do.
And to defend Arnold, I wouldn't go to my dad's funeral either. So
Oh, if
You know,
if only Brad was here.
I'll go to your dad's funeral.
I thought you were
the
his
hero he
dad.
is.
Because you're his dad. Remember, we figured that out
Yeah.
on Seeing
And
Double.
then I'll just say,
You're gonna be there
he
regardless.
died doing what he loved, getting milk and not seeing his kids.
Jesus.
Oh, sorry. Okay.
I'm sorry. You can go back to. I just needed to.
My, like you're just talking about filming, no, like editing together
sorry.
and stuff.
Yeah.
Like, I want to do that, and I'd be more open to do that, but you guys are an hour away from me, so it's always tough for me to just come by and like. Honestly, I wish we were all in like the same location, because then
A
I could
gaming
just
house.
I could just swing by, and then I could just
How close is Surrey
do
to you?
shit. it's just
He lives at
as far.
SFU, so it's like.
It's just as far, pretty much.
Yeah.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I guess because you're like.
Yeah. I'm the furthest, I guess.
I was saying this too, is like I'd be willing, if when you figure out a project or whatever we're doing, I'd be willing to drive to SFU.
No, that would be cool. Yeah.
Like I'm super down to go to SFU and work on stuff with you.
Yeah,
Whatever.
I just know some people have desktops and stuff, but if people had like
No,
laptops,
I
I'd
always-
be down to have like a day.
I realize I'm not a desktop guy. because I'm mobile. I'm like, I want to work at work. Like when I go to work, I want to use my laptop.
Yeah,
when
exactly.
I like take a shit, I want to bring my laptop with me.
Exactly.
I'm that guy.
Because I'm always down for that, and it, like, it's more motivating to be able to like work on projects together, even if it's not the same project. It's just having people around there
doing stuff. That's what I'm saying. Is like
I used
Sim
to
could
do
stream
that.
League while
Yeah,
we edit.
exactly.
Like that'd be cool. Like because we're all doing stuff. Like I don't
But,
know. It'd be nice.
Yeah, like when me and my friends back in the day, like years ago, used to make music. We would like not even work together on music. We would each just like go to like someone's house or a room, and then we'd each work on our own thing, and like that was motivating too in that way.
Do you guys ever ask each other like, what do you think of this?
Yeah, exactly, and occasionally we would like trade and let someone else work on it, see what they could do with it.
Yeah.
You know, so that was a cool aspect of like just working on stuff, even if it's not the same. It's just being around people who are working on things. But like for me, I would love, like I said, to just be able to come edit and stuff more. But it's tough for me to like get the time to drive. It's like 2 hours just in transiting, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it's like I'm losing so much time just trying to come to like do stuff.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but I mean, if you, I don't know, if you message me, I'll come down.
Yeah, no,
Whenever
for
you wanna
sure.
do
Yeah.
stuff. But you were saying, like, you know how I always say that, like, you and I have like the most invested in this line
Just,
of
like,
work, I
personal
suppose.
endeavors, I
Like
guess.
creative, whatever.
Creative things that aren't.
Where are you with that? You think same thing still?
Yeah, I'm. Like I said, I'm always gonna be. Like my number one thing is comics. I'm always gonna be working on one,
Mm-hmm.
and now it's probably my own one, which is good in the sense that I don't have to worry about meeting people to do it. Like,
Mm-hmm.
I just got a brand new tablet too, so I'm gonna get faster hopefully.
Thanks to his girlfriend.
Yeah, thank you.
What's her name again?
Nicole.
Thanks, Nicole.
But no,
Make sure-
that is like I always have my own time then to do that stuff, so I never have to worry about scheduling with people and stuff. Like
Mm-hmm.
I'm.
How do you think that's gonna go? What are your first thoughts on being on your own?
Well, I think I have all the skills now. It's just a matter of doing it, right? Even now, like I started writing on my own. I'm so used to writing with people, so like I'm like finding like I've constructed all the plot points, like the major stuff. It's just now I have to do dialogue, and that's what I've always found is better with people. But like I think I'm doing okay now. I'm like I don't know. I'm constructing characters, but I found I still need that like I'm totally gonna be bouncing ideas off of friends. Like, hey, is this a funny like dialogue between these people, or like is this idea okay?
Mm-hmm.
Do you like the idea of this character? Like, I'm still gonna be like, I still need that like circle of people to like bounce things off of. But like when it comes down to it, I want to just be like, I was talking to Sim earlier. I want to be able to blame myself as opposed to other people. Like, I never want to have anyone else accountable for this thing that I'm working on.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I don't know. Like, I'm also like, I'm just kind of going a different direction now. But like, I'm so much more careful now who I work with. Like this I love because like obviously I can I'm not the one helming the project first off, but I'm obviously helping and I'm a part of it, but like I trust like everybody in this group, or like the people that I know are gonna make it happen will make it happen. Like I know you two are gonna make Front Desk happen. I'm gonna be there as much as possible to help and all that stuff. And I if like I don't want Front Desk to fall apart, but if it did, I still know like I can rely on you guys to still be working on stuff, like to want to keep moving forward.
Mm-hmm. You want to give us?
But
like
I'm never gonna like. I have to know someone really well now if I'm ever gonna get on board with a project.
Yeah.
Like a project that's like, hey, this is gonna take years and years to do. Is in your younger days you're so like, yeah, I want to do like something, so I'm so down. Like you don't even think ahead about like that kind of stuff.
And you don't know too till you get there.
Until you get to
be like.
exactly.
Yeah.
So like, do I want to do comics and stuff like with other people still? Yeah, I do. But like at the moment, just because I've been burned so hard by this, like it's like I'm gonna keep that to myself for now. And then any other projects, yes, I'm willing to do with people. But even then, I gotta like I can trust you, Curt, and I can trust him and stuff, and Brad and whatnot.
But I think it is good to have stuff for yourself always too.
Yeah.
Right. Like
exactly.
aside from group
Yeah.
stuff, like it's good to have your own stuff and group stuff. if you want. Group
Exactly.
stuff,
The thing is, like, for so long, all I had was group stuff.
Yeah.
And that was part of the major issue for me is, like, I was getting, like I said earlier, pulled in so many directions because, like, now I gotta, like, organize meeting 3 different groups of people a week. And, like, I just end up failing all 3 of them because I just can't be there for all of that, you know, like, so I'd rather keep it to, like, my own thing. I can do that on my own time. I always find time because, like, I literally just need to be in my room to do stuff like that or anywhere I go personally.
Right.
But then, like, I'll keep one other group and I can give them time.
And that's us?
Yeah.
We're the one other group?
Yeah. I still have my music studio stuff and, like...
Yeah, but fuck those
but
guys.
Becky and Jordan are good, but, like, we're all doing separate things. And we all agreed we all are pretty much, like, solo musical thing. Like,
I'm just kidding, I love Peggy.
We'll collab.
Jordan's cool, too.
Yeah. We'll always collab and stuff, but it's never, like, a serious, like, oh, we're making a project, let's get this out. Like, it's like, if we can hang out, we can hang out. If not, it's fine.
Yeah. You want to give us, like, a sneak peek? Or, like, what's your idea with the comic? But you don't have to tell us everything. Just give us, like, a one-liner. Just give us, like, a one-liner.
It's like cyberpunk and fantasy come together, kind of. It's about gangs.
Called Snow Cloud.
It's about games? That's not what you told me.
A bunch of gangs.
Oh, gangs.
Gangs.
Not gangs.
Gangs. Oh, like
Gangs. And how they...
Gangs of Thrones?
Gangs of Thrones, yeah. And there's dungeons and monsters and shit. And
So when
it's kind of how, like, the black market would be made based off these monsters coming into society. I don't know.
Okay.
I don't want to get too into it because I don't want to describe all my
Yeah.
ideas here.
But when and if this gets blown up, then we have the first... This is the first
Exclusive
exclusive when Zach...
interview with creator Zack Snyder Ackerman.
I hope not.
But yeah,
Spider-Man.
Zack Snyder.
that was pretty good. I don't know. You
Yeah.
guys have anything else you guys want to say?
What do you think going forward, Curtis? Just about stuff and everything and things.
I mean, what I said in the blog was I was and I like I just said I was thinking about maybe doing more stuff on my own, but I'm not exactly sure what that is yet. Except for I know I work out a lot, so I'm like I might as well put some stuff out because I'm doing it anyway. Like today, like I did a circuit, I did a 5x5 circuit, and then I did some sparring.
Yeah.
So I'm like, it would just be kind of interesting to just watch that, like not for any purpose of like, and it could lead to that, but just for now, but like personal training or anything like that, right? Because I know myself, it's like if I'm gonna train someone, I need them to be a specific way. Like Sadi is actually really fun to train because he's down to do whatever I want to do. I'm like, you should do some correctives. He's like, yeah, I'll do it. You want to do some circuits? He's like, I'm down. Right? Like, I don't really like when I did personal training before, it was kind of hard when I would try to, because people have these they always want to get in shape, either like slim down and get jacked or whatever.
Yeah.
But like, I can't, if you don't know how to work your body properly, you're gonna get injured. Like, I can keep making you'll lose weight if I can just tell you to sprint a lot. You'll lose weight and you'll tone down, whatever, right? But if your body's not functioning in the right way, you're gonna get injured. Like or at least your muscles are gonna be sore because you don't know how to run properly. So I need to work on those muscles first, like the proper ones, right? But anyway,
also plateau a lot faster like that too. Whereas if you know how to do it properly.
Yeah, but nobody wants to do that stuff, right? Like nobody wants to do corrective
you need
exercises.
to build that like foundation before you can.
Yeah, so I mean, when it comes to personal training, I'm not super stoked on it. Like, I don't really want to go there. That said, I know like a lot of people could be curious as to like what I do to work out, right? Like people have asked me like, oh, like do you watch your diet and what do you do and blah blah blah. So it's like if I just put it out there, if you're curious, it's there.
Yeah.
So I mean, that's something that I'm thinking about maybe like I can work on for my own personal stuff. With regards to guys making videos, Front Desk, we're near the end of, or we filmed all the episodes.
Yeah, I was gonna ask how you feel about season 1 because we haven't really talked on camera like your thoughts on the actual season itself.
I need to finish editing the last episode, and then I wish we had you in it more, but I know that was a time thing. It was hard because
you're going to be in it more.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
You are.
And then I'm thinking about.
I'm gonna move in
Just
your house.
because it's.
You're actually gonna
like,
move into the.
Like after seeing the bits of you in it, like as much as I like all of our characters,
Mm-hmm.
you're the most absurd one. You're the one that people are going to be like, I want to see what that guy's doing.
I'm like the
'Cause
I think Darren's actually
Darren's great
surprising.
too.
But I don't ever want
Yeah.
Darren to be like Zach. Do you know what I mean? Like, I don't ever want him to be like overly whatever, but I want to push how far I can make this guy do shit on the show.
What do you mean?
Like Darren, I always want him to be that authoritative figure and
Yeah.
never
Is he
lose
kinda
that
like
demeanor
silly
about
too?
him.
Okay.
If he gets too silly, he's not that guy
Yeah.
anymore.
Okay.
Whereas
There can be a
Zach,
season where he's a little weird.
he can be weird, but he still has
He's still the manager.
he still has to be looked at as like this is the guy who technically runs the show,
Yeah.
right?
Okay. All right.
If you take that away, like Michael Scott, like is great. He's a great character, right? But like by the end of it, it's like, is he really a boss more than like a family? Like he wasn't really a boss.
So you
anymore.
don't want that?
I don't want that. I want him to be the boss all the time. If I'm gonna put like
Yeah.
crazy shit into a character, it's gonna be him and us. A little
Okay.
more,
Yeah.
a little bit, but him way more.
Alright.
So.
Okay.
I do think like now we're just kind of the writing of it, but like because Curtis, your character like is very central, especially in this first season in terms of like.
Well, we also wrote it like that because we weren't sure who was going to be available.
Oh no, for sure.
So it was like me and Sim were like in a lot of the episodes, like more than anybody else.
Yeah, I just feel like you're always gonna be.
The focal point, almost.
Well, yeah, focal point, but like, cause he went through this whole arc with like women and like the girl and stuff and like existential stuff. Like, it still has to build up on that. I feel like in the next season.
Yeah.
But like, in a different way. I don't know how to explain it. Like, cause now that I don't want to ruin the season, but.
So, but
Yeah,
I don't know.
Stuff
I
happens.
don't know if this is the right comparison, but sort of like.
Like you're like the heart of the show in a way, like the
Is
sentimental.
it kind of
parts
like
too.
Jeff Winger, but like I'm not Jeff? No, my character is the Jeff Winger.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
that's the position
like,
that
Jeff
I
Winger still has like those like moments of like realization and seriousness in a way, like you know what I mean.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like
Yeah.
the actual humanistic like is
Like the change you see in him,
Yeah.
is evident. Like when you see the future stuff. Is that what you're trying to say?
in a way.
Well,
exactly.
like when he says focal point, kind of like
Like-
I see what like I think that's what Zach is
the,
trying.
you're
you know,
like the
Jeff
moral core of it, like
yeah.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Like-
I yeah.
you know what I mean. Like you're learning the lessons through Kurt.
I don't know if
And
I
you see
saw
it as,
it.
like,
I don't know if I saw
He's
it
the
that
hero
way.
of the hero's journey. Is what you're trying to say.
In a
Like,
way,
that's,
yeah.
I know what
that
you're saying.
stories
Yeah,
are that,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
And like you see Curtis's.
I'm not sure if I saw it exactly like that, like for the whole show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe the first season, but I don't know. I didn't really think about it in that way. So
I just like
much.
I'm just thinking, where does your character go now that I can't say like any spoilers,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
your character went through an emotional journey here,
Yes.
and then it had a realization.
I see. Yeah.
So it's like, where does Kurt now go from here? Because he still has this existential issue, and now he like is kind of learning what he wants,
Mm-hmm.
and then I'm interested to see where you take your character too, because he's been this like the asshole guy, I
Yeah.
guess, kind of like asshole friend, like not friend of me, but like you know what I mean, like.
He hasn't been the nicest person.
No, but like, is your character gonna get a deeper story too?
Yeah.
Because
Well,
the way
I feel like
the
it
way
has to
I
be
saw it,
explored
I thought it
and,
was
like-
always more like.
Because my character's
guess-
like the Abed.
I guess.
Like,
Well, I guess.
In a
I
way.
saw it more like The Office almost. It's kind of like everybody has different things going on, but sometimes we'll focus on one character more than the other.
yeah. Okay.
But I don't know how people are gonna read it either, right? Like when
That's
people
true.
watch the
in,
show, I don't know.
in
what
our
they're gonna
initial
think.
writings for the next season, you are not the main.
Yeah, it was
person that
gonna
we
be
do that.
more about.
He's not the
style.
anchor point. Essentially.
Okay,
kind of, is
that's
what
fine. I'm
Right.
because you guys are writing it, so I'm not sure how you're like you said, like it could work like The Office more, and it
Mhm.
focus each episode's like a different character, almost more of a focal point. But
Yeah.
um,
But I did imagine that like I ideally
Yeah.
would like every character to deal with something, like maybe not even if they're the focal point or whatever,
Yeah.
but like through time you would just see things
Like the
change with
changes,
them,
yeah.
right? Like
'Cause-
we had one thing where Zach, you were gonna okay, I guess I won't spoil it, but
yeah.
something he wasn't just gonna be the guy he is, and something dramatic would happen. And
Yeah,
For
yeah.
a season, he would be that, and that would just be fun to see a season of that, and then he would go back to what he was.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Have you guys ever seen New Girl?
Yep.
It's because you know like Nick, the main character, he's always like the broke guy that like,
Yeah.
but he's like the moral like grounding for all of them. Like he's what keeps them together, in a lot of ways. But like you see him kind of mature as the show goes a bit.
Yeah.
Like he's still
No.
goofy and weird, but like he does get more and more mature and like kind of gets his life together more and
Because
more.
I think what you're saying, like even our initial ratings for the second season, it's not like Curt forgot all the shit he's gonna go through in the first season.
No, exactly.
It's
I'm just kind of interested in seeing, like, because you haven't, I don't know how much you guys have started writing, but to see where does Curt go from here now.
Yeah.
And like how your character is going to develop, and like I've heard the ideas that you've had for my character. And it's like you guys said, it's interesting to see my character go to that for that season and then like go back, you know, like, and I love the idea, it built off of the thing I suggested, which is great.
I think a big thing that we try to do with Front Desk is that it's relatable, hopefully, to like millennials that are dealing with these types of issues. I think like that's always something that I've wanted to do with the show, I guess, but hidden within it's a sitcom. Like
exactly.
It's first and foremost it's a sitcom. Hopefully that's what people see it, and then we go. It's kind of like I don't know. A lot of sitcoms do that.
It's just interesting.
How I Met Your Mother is a good one, right?
It's
like,
interesting to see what kind of sitcom this is going to become, because like Workaholics kind of stays goofy the whole time. Have you ever seen Workaholics?
I haven't. No.
You guys should watch it. It's good. But then you watch things like New Girl and it's funny, but all the characters like go through a lot of changes through the show. And, like people get married and people stop being like womanizers and shit like that, you know. But like their like core stays, you know. And just like with the way I saw your character, and it like it's jokey, but there's still like a seriousness to it.
Mm-hmm. Well, I'm probably the most serious.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And I see that happening within the show. Like, I'm just interested to see, will there be an episode where it's kind of like less funny and more like, oh, these characters have come a long way. They're having like a serious moment right now. It's so funny.
But that's the other thing is surprisingly, I think there's already been a lot of that in the first season, where like a lot of the episodes, surprisingly to me, were like more serious than. It's almost like when me and like Sim and I wrote it, I feel like we almost. Not that I totally like what we wrote, but we almost took the comedy for granted. Some of it, like when we had an idea, we'd put it in.
Yeah.
But we focused a lot on like this.
You want to tell a story first.
Yeah, like what's the arc of this character? Like what's gonna happen in the first season, as opposed to the funny stuff that happens. But yeah.
Cool.
I don't know. I'm excited. I hope this.
I'm excited to see it as a whole because I've only been there for.
Do you want to rate more episodes?
Yes. Well, I was
the one you wrote, I thought was so like me and Sim wrote it with like in mind that we don't have a lot of resources, and also a lot of sitcoms and Red versus Blue type of things like they start like that. They're very dialogue.
Well, it's like we're in a box now. We have to write in that box. Like.
But I think when you wrote it, you had like you expanded a lot of the things that we could do because. We didn't know if we could do them or not. Like I guess it's like not a lot, but it's like
it was.
I guess we won't spoil anything, but like there's more props and there's more involved with it. We're not just at the desk having a conversation.
Yeah.
There's a little bit more.
You didn't write in the box. You wrote like
just
this. You wrote what you wanted to write.
Yeah, he was like just like this would be funny.
And then they're like, okay, I guess we'll figure out a way to do this.
Exactly.
Yeah. Well, I definitely made sure the props weren't outrageous like that we needed. But for sure it was like.
But I think that's good though for us, right? Because it's like now we can potentially do those things, but we know what it takes to. Because like
that took
for the ones that we wrote, most of them is like we don't need a lot. We're just like we just need the people, and then we need to remember the lines.
Yeah, it's focused on like, well, it's called Front Desk, but it's focused on like the dialogue, and not to say mine wasn't. There weren't serious conversations that were trying to build the main story. It was just like this is a one-off episode that's just stupid and absurd.
I don't know. Have you seen any of it? I didn't.
Have I seen the?
Like, did I show you bits and pieces of it?
Yeah, you did.
Okay, yeah.
And like it's.
I don't know. We'll see.
It's nice to take a break from. Do you know what I mean? Like, if you're watching a show and you're getting the main story all the time, sometimes it's nice to just take a break from that.
Because I think that's one of the like funniest episodes, just because of how ridiculous it gets.
Yeah.
Right. Because like this funniness from our stuff is like clever. It's like clever dialogue.
Yeah.
But this is ridiculous. Like,
it's absurd.
Like it's absurd. Like you guys fucking did that, really? Like wow.
Which is why it'd be great if you write more stuff.
Yeah, I'm down to write like. I don't know how many episodes we want a season, but like I'm assuming it's probably about similar. Like
we're pretty
13 to 15.
I think 13 is good.
13 is a good number.
So
like I would be down to write an episode, maybe 2, because I know you guys have a storyline.
Well, we haven't. Well, that's the thing is, Sim and I are still. We're
brainstorming.
I mean, we did write that episode already.
Oh yeah, something.
That's an absurd one too.
Yeah. No, but that we.
That does have a serious thing.
Yeah, we linked it into something a more serious theme. But yeah, no, it's fun.
Yeah.
So
we have one episode.
Yeah, we have one episode of the second season already. And I also think that keeping it very short, like what do you guys think about that? Like, is good because I don't think I wrote this in the blog too, a little bit, but like I don't think we have the reputation or like we warrant enough to ask people more than a couple minutes.
Oh, for sure. And
it's like why would they watch like 10? Like, so there's this other web series I saw on Instagram that followed us or whatever.
Oh, really?
And then they're like 10 minutes. And I'm like, that's really cool. The idea was cool, but then I just kind of I should try to watch it if I feel like it, but also like 10 minutes is like
it's a lot
of time to like
What's it about?
I think it's like Greek gods work at an office or something like that.
I think I
something like that.
Potentially.
I can't remember something like that. I don't know. I can't remember what it's called, but but I think like keeping it short, like to 2 minutes.
Yeah, no, it's
or 3 minutes or whatever.
Easily,
like under 5 minutes.
Easily accessible, especially for your first season of something. I felt the first episode, obviously it's the pilot, so it felt too short. Just because I wanted to see more, I guess, personally.
It's almost a
But
teaser.
the second episode I loved because it's like it had a cold opening, right?
No,
it doesn't. Do we even start?
some of them.
The
episodes.
third will, I think.
Okay.
But I realize a lot of them might not fit exactly with certain episodes, or some cold opens might just be like the beginning of the episode already that we filmed, and then put the opening somewhere in the middle.
Yeah.
And then those the cold opens that we filmed specifically actually work really well for like Instagram content.
That too, exactly.
We should start putting some of those up.
I was thinking of doing it in between seasons. You know, like little
just
bite
like this is what we've been doing.
Exactly. You know what I mean?
Before the whatever. Okay,
Yeah, cool.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
No, but the second episode just felt like a good length, and I could actually get into it a bit more. Because the first episode, like, it's like
I feel like it's more like a teaser.
Yeah, exactly.
It's just like this is what the show is.
And it's like a pilot. Like, what do you expect? But
yeah, but again, like I said in the blog, I'm not expecting too much to happen with it. Like it's kind of like when a show first comes out, like you don't know if it's going to be good or not, so you're not. There's not a lot of like talk about it yet because everybody's still kind of waiting.
Yeah.
But it's not till like a couple seasons in where people are like, this show's actually good. Like I like what they did with like Walking Dead. Like you see the arc with Rick. And all this stuff, it's like that takes a while to build over time. Like he's this guy, and then this happens, and then he changes, and then now he's this guy. But that takes like a couple seasons to happen.
He kind of becomes what he says he's not going to become.
That's a big thing with it.
And then he comes back.
Yeah, a bit.
But Walking Dead's
and I don't watch
7 seasons later.
It's not the greatest.
No, it's not.
Like maybe the first.
The first 4 are pretty. Oh, the second season was kind of lame, but I could get into the first 4.
Well, there's a reason why it's had like 4 showrunners. Like 3 different people have been fired from. Like it's.
Oh really?
Yeah. It's like high TV, like show on TV or whatever. But like people still keep getting fired or leave.
Yeah.
It's in so much. I don't know. That's not a separate.
There's too much.
We're talking.
Yeah.
We shouldn't be talking about that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anything else for reflections, or because we can smoothly transition right into whatever you guys want to talk about to Guys Cast.
One more thing on.
We keep talking. I don't
One
care.
more
We
thing
talk
on
forever.
Front desk. Yeah, we could talk forever. Like where, I don't know. It might be tough to talk about as well, like spoiling things and stuff. But like, where do you see Brat's character going? Because Sadi's character kind of has like a, he's never taken seriously. He's misunderstood a bit. Like he's still he's like the lens for all the viewers basically to like kind of understand this environment in a way.
That's been here.
Yeah,
right?
Exactly. Because he's the new guy, so he's learning all the ropes and how ridiculous it is by being the new guy, and so are the viewers in a way through him.
Yeah.
Especially in that second episode there. But Brat, where do you see? Like I know he asks ridiculous questions, and that's like, as far as I know about his character, really, even after filming the first season, he's just kind of there in a way. Like, is there a direction anyone sees his character going more, or like?
Well, I mean, part of it too is like I don't know how much he has invested in it, right? So I can't write too much with him. Like there can't be a lot of character development if he's not there.
Yeah.
Right. So, but for now we try, like Sim and I talked about this too. Like when you write, is like we try to keep a lot of the characters are like exaggerated one-dimensional versions of everybody, which is why Brad is what he is. Right? Is he just asks the funny questions and he's always jokes and all that stuff. Right.
It's I was thinking about that the other day. How it is caricatures of ourselves.
Yep.
And I was like, and I'm like, and we chose like our actual names for the
Yeah,
characters.
we
It's
just
just funny. I
went
was
with it.
thinking, like, yeah, Brat's character is like an exaggeration of him. He does ask those weird questions sometimes, or like Sadi's like always kind of like what.
Sadi's probably
what's
the
going
most
on?
different from
He,
Louise.
Yeah.
he is, I guess.
Yeah. 'Cause we
Yeah.
need-
Sadi's
somebody-
not.
yeah.
Sadi's not.
Kurt, your
Yeah.
character is like.
Pretty close.
Like,
That's why we
pretty
changed
close.
his name. We changed his name because he wasn't gonna.
Yeah, to show us.
Oh yeah.
Everybody else
And-
is who they are.
I mean, you're not an asshole.
But it's funny because a lot. Yeah, it's funny because
I
a lot
can
of
be,
people.
But snarky, like.
But you
I
know,
can be
but that's the thing is a lot of
You can
people
be
don't
that
see
guy.
you that. Yeah, like a lot of people don't see you like that though.
But,
So,
like-
like most people think you're really
But
nice.
me, like, too, also like.
Good. They should keep thinking that.
I am quite the caricature of myself. I know I'm ridiculous, but like I'm.
That no,
literally-
yours is really far.
I'm literally a
Yours
homeless
is
guy.
dialed to like 9 or 10,
Yeah,
and it's
exactly.
gonna keep going. Like
Yeah.
I want to keep turning that dial
That's
until I
fine,
can't turn
yeah.
it anymore.
That's cool.
But I think you wanted that too, though.
I did want that. I wanted.
You wanted to be like Kramer,
I wanted my
kinda.
character to be absurd.
Yeah, yeah.
I was just like thinking like eventually if the like people really got invested in this show is like they're gonna
See.
start assuming that I'm like this.
Well, no. To be
Person?
fair, if they assume that you're like that, that means you're doing a good job.
Exactly. You're right. you're
Everybody
right.
hates Malfoy, but the actor
Yeah.
that played Malfoy is awesome
Yeah, he's a
because
nice
they hate
guy,
Malfoy.
Yeah.
And they hate Joffrey, but the
Same
actor
with,
that
like,
played him is
Cersei.
awesome.
Yeah, I heard Cersei.
Like I think they get like death threats, shit like that. But
Yeah,
it's like
so she's
if
like
you're an
a-
actor and you get a death threat
Yeah,
for being Joffrey. It's like
exactly.
I
You're
did my
amazing.
job.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, like yeah, Cersei, like she's like I've been at conventions and people are like I fucking hate you, blah blah blah, and she's like I guess that means I'm doing a good job
Yeah.
acting because then I
Thanks.
made them hate me. Like
Yeah.
that's the
I
point of
think-
my character. Like,
I think you've always been that guy too, though. Like like when we did the TGS thing.
oh,
Like
yeah.
you always like playing very exaggerated,
That's true. Yeah.
over the top kind of funny.
I don't
things.
mind going the distance.
You were
I guess.
Owlboy in our Owlboy
Yeah.
skit,
Yeah,
so I don't know. It's cool, and I like it.
I like this show.
You were the
I was
condom head in the.
Oh yeah, you
Yeah.
were
Bukaki-
Ultra Magnum
Bukaki Man, that's
Bukaki
right.
Man. Yeah.
I thought you were the best part of that video.
Yeah. I think that was Sim's
Flower.
best line.
What did you say? Like,
I don't even remember.
it's like flowers.
What's
Just
the
saying random
Shibi-kun?
shit.
What's the Shiba-kun? I haven't become a full-fledged Oni Slayer
You
Lord
don't
Demon
even
Master yet.
Yeah.
Oh.
Check out our old videos.
We should repost that one.
We should, yeah.
That was our best skit.
Yeah, I
Ever.
think so too.
Should we do more skits? Brad wants to do more skits, but he's not here, so.
I don't
guess.
know. We already have enough issues organizing this is front desk. I don't know if we're gonna be doing skits.
I mean, if somebody has an idea for
Yeah,
it.
and
I,
if
don't,
yeah,
I haven't had an
simple-
idea for one.
Same, like I don't think about skits at all.
No.
If
yeah.
anything, usually it's like we're at the front desk. I'm like, that's a good cold open. That's like the
Yeah,
closest
no,
we
like
get to
skits get worked into the show now, so it's
Yeah,
like
that's
I
what
don't
I'm
know.
saying, yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I don't know. I miss seeing Double though. Like,
I do miss that aspect of like, hey, we're just friends improving and shooting.
and
shit.
having a drink. It's just funny to like
Yeah.
the things that happen, like
Yeah.
that, like the one that Brad just did. Did you see the take a shot? You shoot a shot, you take a shot. You're taking the shot. No, I'm not. Yes, you are. Like, that was so funny. That was
Yeah.
hilarious. Like just that stuff is funny.
There are funny moments, and a lot of our inside jokes come from those
Those-
episodes or
Yeah,
some
yeah.
shit. Like,
And we still make inside jokes.
yeah.
Like every time someone's like,
What are the rules for this?
Yeah, what are the
You know?
rules? And what is the one that Brad always? I was like, oh,
Welcome back.
Welcome back.
Back from
That's
the
the one.
commercial
Welcome
break,
back.
yeah.
Oh my god. And we haven't done one in fucking forever.
Yeah.
What if nobody's actually coming back? Just welcoming back nobody.
Welcome for the first time. Yeah.
But
no.
yeah. Anything else?
No, I'm excited for more stuff.
Me too.
I want to see this season come out.
Oh, when do we want to? Oh,
to?
should we say when we think we're gonna release the second season? Even though that's
Ooh,
only 2
no,
episodes.
I don't think
No.
The second season?
I'd say write it first and then.
Yeah,
take
like
it out.
no, we shouldn't say that at all.
You guys should maybe set a
But
goal.
there might not
for-
even be a second season.
We should set a goal
We
for.
should set our expectations there,
Yeah.
and then surprise everybody.
Yeah.
And just-
Set
Yeah.
a goal for how when you want to finish writing it, maybe.
That's what I was thinking. Too.
for second week of July. Because I have that whole week off.
What is it right now?
It's
June.
June.
Shit, we better get to it.
Well, like
Wait,
what
you
I'm
want to
thinking,
finish
what I'm
writing
thinking,
all of it by second week of June?
I have a
or
whole
July?
week off, and I'm not
July.
going any. Like I'm just gonna be home.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Right, so like you can either come to my house or I can just come here. Like we can go back and forth or whatever,
Mm-hmm.
and we can finish writing it that whole week, pretty much.
Yeah.
Right, and but like before that week, like we should write the episodes that
Do
week.
you want to be a part of that, Zach?
I'm down to be part of some of it.
uh,
I know that week. Yeah, I can.
and-
I'm done.
And then like
Come out.
like up until that point, before that week, we should get the ideas of the the outline pretty much
Yeah.
set, so we can start writing the episodes that week.
From like
Then
where
when
you
we're
want to
finished-
be by the end of the
Yeah.
season, and
mhm.
yeah.
like deadlines are really nice.
They are.
When we put a deadline of when we want front desk finished, it made a
difference.
because I'm like, okay, now we have to do it.
Yeah.
If we don't do it, then we're hypocrites, and I don't like being a hypocrite. So, we did it way before we were supposed to. It's great.
Yeah.
Like now, our next one is this. We have to finish this by this time.
Well, it's because we were supposed to finish everything by the time we released the first one.
Yeah.
But I was like, fuck it. Like we can finish it before the.
Yeah.
I was like, might as well put it out.
I mean, how many times? Well, not that it's like a big show, but I mean, like, there's time in between each season, so it's like.
Yeah.
It'll take.
We could do like Rick and Morty, spend 2 years working on it.
Yeah. And then
for these like a total of like 20 minutes of the show.
Yeah, not even. I bet. Well, how
What's
long
it-
was the first season?
I don't
probably
know.
half an hour.
It probably is. Yeah.
It's probably like 15 minutes.
Yo, you guys
the whole
should-
season. There's 13 episodes and like maybe average of 3 minutes.
Oh, and then that last
Hey,
one's really long.
you guys should do a recut
Yeah,
of it
maybe.
at the end, where it's just like 1 30-minute. thing.
That's what Darren said. Is there any way
Yeah.
to just make it all one thing? And I was like, maybe, but
You
you
can
know,
put ads on it.
the fans will do that. The fans will do the
If it's
competition.
no, but if we do it and we do 30 whatever minutes, we can put 3 ads on it.
We can add.
Simran, I
It's
think-
all about
We
the
can
money.
add you, advertise you.
We put our
And
own
the
ads.
ad, the ad will be about front desk.
Yeah.
We should.
We
no,
can
we
make
should-
Come to
commercials.
Sports Central.
We should make our own commercials.
Yeah, we should make our own commercials for front desk during front desk.
Yeah. And we could just be like, if you guys don't come here, we can't make the show anymore. 'Cause
Yeah.
they're just not gonna let us.
Yeah, I'm down. We should do that. That'd be funny. That'd be fun meta content. Anyway, we good? Was that a good reflection? So you guys feel how you guys feel about that one? I'm good.
In this episode, I love doing those.
Yeah.
They actually make me laugh
Yeah.
like every time.
Every time.
Yeah. I was thinking for this. No, I was just getting to what if, but like I can make like a very simple beat to always put under, but I would still do those like in this episode.
Do you think we need to be?
I don't
know.
like it, just
It'd
your
be
voice.
drums,
I like
but-
it just the way
I think
it is.
that's
And you
true.
make the music when you go.
Yeah, that's
right?
true.
You're
yeah.
the guitar.
That's true.
Yeah.
Some of them I'm like laughing at the end,
Yeah.
Most of them.
and I could hear. I think this last episode I could hear Curt laughing too.
A lot of them you can
Yeah.
hear all
Yeah.
of
Because
them.
all we were remember
I
we were
haven't-
just giggling
Yeah,
the
that's
20
true.
minutes that we
I haven't
did.
even heard there's the end one where it's like you come in.
Oh,
and you're like, what are you doing?
whoa! Spoiler! Whoa!
Sorry.
Hey! Some people, this beginning part means a lot to them.
It does. You're right. I'm sorry.
Okay.
In that future episode. Okay. Yeah. No. Anything else?
On